Hey guys, we're at the ADA Outdoor Academy, the training facility out near Hartbeespoort Dam. And there's something very interesting here. As you can see, we're all dressed up in adventure gear. We were supposed to bring our 4 or 5 big adventure bikes, and it's done nothing but rain the whole day. So anyway, we decided to come out anyway and introduce you to these fine young reprobates who have invented something that is actually quite special. These are wheelie machines. How many of you oaks want to get out there, learn how to wheelie? How many of you have been riding for 20 years, can pop a little wheelie, but you can't keep it on the back wheel? These guys came up with a solution. This is the man who makes it all. So tell us a little bit about your machines.
Okay, so one day Michael got hold of me and he says, James...
that's Michael, by the way.
Sorry,
yeah.
that's Michael.
And this is James. Sorry, excuse me.
I need something that I can teach my guys how to wheelie and how to wheelie slow.
Okay, but now just go further. Michael is a trainer at ADA. You're a
ADA.
motorcycle trader, and you'll know Mike. He's done a lot of our launch stories and a lot of the motocross stuff for the magazine as well. Sorry, excuse me. That's the last time I'm going to butt in. Go, all yours. But on the other hand, Darren.
So yeah. Anyway, Mikey got hold of me the one day and he says, no, we need to build something for the guys to learn how to wheelie. And I was like, yes. And he sends me a photo of something that I was like, this is really cool. I can do this. And I used to work in the off-road racing industry, and I've done a lot of fabrication work, and I was like, this is up my alley. I can do this. And we came up with the Wheelie Pro, and it's a really awesome machine. Mikey, what do you have to say about it?
Mike, the Wheelie Pro is a basic beginner's. This is to start to learn on. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been through the whole process. Talk to us. Tell us how it works, what it does, etc., etc.
Cool. On this smaller bike, we've got the standard version, which is suitable for all off-road bikes, many of the plastics, motocross enduro bikes, basically from 65cc up to 500cc. It's fully adjustable, can be folded up to put next to your bike on the trailer or in the back of your car as well. So basically, this bike, unlike the Stunt Pro, which has a rear brake assist, which is the anti-flip device, which basically stops you from going over backwards. So this bike, because the reason why we put it on the smaller bikes, is because we want to push you to learn how to use the back brake. That's the first thing you use when you learn how to wheelie. You've got to become natural with using the rear brake. So with it being still safe enough on the smaller bikes, we haven't fitted the flip anti-assist onto the smaller bike, but however on the Stunt Pro model we did fit that device, because on that device we use the adventure bikes and the super bikes.
Stop there now. Okay, so you're going to come out to ADA, you want to learn how to wheelie, you're going to talk to Mike. Before they allow you to hook up your GSX-R1000 or your GS1200 onto that machine, they're going to make sure you do it safely on this one, on their motorcycle. So this is the king of torque. It's a little CRF 230, brought in by Honda years and years ago. They're bulletproof, they're indestructible, and they're so easy to ride. So what they do is they get you to learn how to do it first on their CRF 230.
That's correct. Yes, yes.
Mike, talk me a little bit through about the mechanics, and you're the mastermind. Come on in here. Mick, if you can just come a little bit closer. Let's see what this Magafta is actually made out of. So tell me what makes it safe. Obviously, with a wider wheel, you don't have to worry about balancing while you pop it up. Okay, so that's the one thing.
So the main thing is when you pop a wheelie, you've got two elements that could make you fall. Either going over this way or going over left or right.
Or in my case, all two at the same time.
All two at the same time. So what this machine does is it eliminates the left and right, and it only helps you concentrate on the vertical motion. So let me demonstrate. Mikey would like to get on the bike. So as one would start to wheelie, the bike would go up, you would get to the balance point, and then the bike would be able to balance. Obviously that leaves time for you to control your back brake, which automatically controls the vertical motion of this.
And then just to explain to people who don't understand the physics of wheeling, much like myself, when you want to bring the rear wheel down, you lift up the front, you dab the back wheel, that's what brings the front wheel down. Chaps, what happens if you overcook this thing? So we're on tarmac now, and you overcook it, and you're a little bit bigger than Michael. Let's see what happens. It goes up.
What's going to happen is going to go over.
You're not worrying about going side to side.
Worst can happen, fall back.
Ah.
And you stop like that.
Yeah.
And it's ergonomically designed just for your body. So you can sit there and you go, help Mike, come and get me. You put on the brakes and then he will come and take the bike away from you. All right, should we give a little demonstration, chap? Well, before we go any further, so, okay, we'll demonstrate this. We'll show the guys how it all works. It's really, really fun and interesting. And then we're going to move you across to the bigger bike and we'll explain the physics there. So this is the basic model, this is the prototype, and you've taught lots of people how to work it already.
Yes, here at ADA, and we've had a successful rate. We've had a lot of interest, and people want to come back. And it's something that you can learn constantly with. You can never be good enough for the wheelie. Like, look at Graham Jarvis. He's been doing it for years and years.
I taught him everything you know. Push the pause button. Let's get some action shot. So, Mike, gear up. All the gear, all the time.
Okay.
Helmet on, goggles, whatever, whatever. Show them that you haven't got your feet down. Look, no feet down, arms out. Look more, no hands. Okay. He's going to start the bike and just give us a little demo. Just bear in mind that Mike is quite an experienced rider, but this is the basics of it. Just now, I'll put my helmet on and I'll try and show you how not to do
That's
it.
what we actually want to see.
Yeah, we'll do that now.
Yeah, so I'm just going to put it in first here. Gently, all about being smooth. Make sure you're squeezing the bike with your legs at all times. Make sure you're centered on the bike. Covering the back brake, put over the back brake before you go. And that's it, right?
So how cool is that? And you can even steer a little bit, I see
That's
that.
a
Eh?
really pro.
Very cool, eh? Now you can actually turn it. You may as well switch off. You can actually turn as well. I see you put a little pivot
So
wheel on the back.
We've actually got adjusters on the back there. So if you're in a small area and you want to learn how to wheelie around a circle, you can actually adjust the rear wheel to track the bike in a circle or track the bike on the opposite circle.
That is so cool.
So yeah, if you're out in an open field and you just want to wheelie, you just want to carry wheeling, you don't have endless amounts of kilometers to wheelie straight, you can actually adjust the wheels to make it turn so you can wheelie in a circle.
So it's my turn now, and anyone who's ridden with me knows that I can't wheelie for shit. I just kind of act like I can. The photographs you see in the magazine where the wheels up are purely by accident. If you zoom in on my eyes, they're like this. This is Michael, he's an expert. Mike, okay, give me the basics of how to pull a wheelie, please.
Okay, so basics, first thing you want to go is body positioning. So
You can take your helmet off so people can hear you.
sure. Cool, so I would say sit more back on the bike because now we don't have to be afraid of falling side to side, so you can move more back.
And you're all wondering why I'm wearing adventure kits. It's because we were going to ride adventure bike here, but then this happened, okay?
And then that gives you space to squeeze the bike with your legs at all times.
Okay.
And then make sure your foot is covering the brake. Always before you go, give a little push, a little test, and you feel it. So your mind, your memory, muscle memory, you'll remember, okay, that's where my brake is.
But Honda 230 don't have back brake.
You see, you have to push that thing even more so.
Okay.
All right. So we all the motocross bikes and the enduro bikes, they're a lot more responsive. So it's a little bit harder on the 230. First, you've got to hit that brake.
Okay. So, bum back, clamp with your knees, make sure you know where your foot is.
Yes.
And
So
some
just before you're about to go up, I always just tap the brake once or twice, and then I know where it is, and then you go. And then what you want to do is you want to tap that front brake a little bit, get a little bit motion, and then you hit that front brake when the front forks preload, and then you make it one motion, up, up. So then you don't have to pull so hard on the bike. Now don't be scared. So when you basically get up to that vertical point, when you know you're at the balance point is when you can see the forks horizontally in front of your eyes like this. Then you know that's your balance point.
and if I see my ass, I've gone too far.
Exactly.
Okay.
Cool. So you're ready.
Tell
Give
me
it a
about
shot.
clutch. This is the big thing. So two finger clutch, that's what I see everybody rides like this. Two finger clutch usually. Or
Yes,
even one
I
finger.
use one finger because it's a lot smoother. Then I set my clutch a little bit looser so I can still pull it with one finger.
Okay.
And then so you have more fingers hanging onto the handlebars.
Okay.
Yeah, but then remember again, squeezing with the legs, and you're not usually holding your handlebars because if you hold too tight here, you're going to end up doing risky throttle.
Okay. Backside position. Where do I put my hand?
Okay, a little bit over back, move your back of your bum almost to the rear fender.
Like that?
Yeah, with a least
Knees
power
in.
bike, the more back you go.
Okay, now normally when you're riding, you would line up to do a wheelie. Okay, so your
Yes.
normal riding position is relax, sit up. Now you want to pop a wheelie, you put your ass down, you line yourself up, foot in, bum back, and then you release. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
Is my ass far enough back?
Yes, yeah, you can even go
I'll
a
go a
little
little
more
bit further.
back as long as
Okay.
you feel comfortable.
Let's see how we go.
Don't be scared, relax.
First gear, hey?
Yep.
Okay. Now we're going to give it a try.
And then open it. Don't be scared.
Kid, you got to try this at home, man.
Oh! Hold it a little bit longer before you tap it. There we go, yeah! That was it. That was the point. Okay, more throttle. Oh! Oh! Come on, Michelle, it's your turn. Give it a shot.
This is Michelle Lepan, a friend of ours. You'll see she's contributed a lot to Ride Fast and Dirt and Trail magazine over the years. She is a super bike rider. She doesn't actually ride dirt bikes at all, but she's out to learn how to do it. Mike, come on, give her the magic.
Okay, so first things first is sitting position. You want to move a bit more back. Being using the Wheelie Pro, you can move your weight a lot more back, and the lower the CC horsepower the bike, you can move more back to get that pondo up easily without straining the motorcycle. Alright, so hand with your legs, and then cover that back brake so your muscle memory, you know where that back brake is. Push it once or twice, so you know, okay, that's where your brake is. Alright, when you're ready, you want to basically preload the suspension forward, and then one motion, you bring it up and accelerate. Don't be afraid to give it throttle. Open the power. Don't be afraid to get it all the way up. When you see the forks horizontal, that is your perfect balance point. Try to keep it there.
And then tap the back brake. Hold on, Mike. Lady rider, move back.
Don't be afraid to accelerate.
Woo! There we go. And guys, I promise you, after having been on this thing, you give me an hour with this machine, I'll be pulling slow wheelies all over the place. There we go.
Okay, remember, squeeze with your legs. There must be no gap between the bike. Your legs is what's holding you from falling over backwards, alright? You must hold it. When you get to that upright position, tap your back brake. That's the most important thing you need to do, alright? Are you ready? Okay, relax and breathe. Don't ride that front brake now, you almost stand still. Just get the accelerating, get the wheel up first.
Mick, give it horns.
So can I give you one piece of advice? Try and drop the clutch, one motion, don't slip the clutch.
Yeah.
So go, drop the clutch, hold it with one finger, if you can. Walk through, there you go. And rev it up and just drop the clutch. Like that.
Squeeze with the legs. Don't let go with your legs. Okay. Like riding a horse. Hold on.
That's it, she's getting it. As your confidence grows, you'll get better and better.
Don't back brake in.
Look at that. She could not lift the wheel. She could not lift the wheel 5 minutes ago, guys. Couple of laps up and down in a safe environment. Look at our pit puppies. This is what we have to put up with in this place. And then I think we're going to go and get out this rain. Look at that. Look at that. She's kicking my ass, guys.
Woo! Woo! Got it. That's it.
Hey!
That's it. And she's hooked.
Come on, big one. She's got it.
Got it, dude. Got it. I'm a back brake. Half an hour.
Yeah. But that's you give me an hour on this thing. I'll be a good wheelie man.
100%.
Yes. Good.
Just have a look at how easy this is, guys. Michelle could not do this 5 minutes ago.
Well done.
It's awesome. And it's just one big smile.
You don't get all the back.
Yeah.
Hey, you're getting wet.
Okay, you got to dump the clutch.
Okay. Relax.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you cannot wheelie for shite like me, you need to get your asses out here and come and give it a shot. And I just want to show you how wet it is. It hasn't stopped raining since we arrived. One more big one.
I'm afraid.
Lekker hoor, dank u.
Ah, he's getting tired as well. You need a break.
It's
Dump the
also like everyone's watching.
Just dump the clutch.
Okay, Michelle, one more from there. Go on. Mike, stand back, lady rider. That's it.
Yes!
That's it. She's got it. Okay, so Mick, you've been on the bike for a sum total of 3 minutes. What do you think?
It's fine.
And it's safe.
Yes.
Did you feel like you were out of control at any time?
No.
Did you feel like you were going to crash?
No.
And it allows you to concentrate on the basics without worrying about falling over.
100%.
Do you think these oaks are onto something?
Yes.
Do you think they'll let us load it on our bakkie and take it home so we can practice and come back?
We might have to sneak it up.
Okay, okay. We'll take it now. Well done, Mick.
Thank you. It is good fun.
Absolutely awesome. Okay, let's go and have a look at the big one now. So that was the standard. Mike made it look pretty easy. We'll give it a shot in a minute. This is the pro. These guys were, like I said earlier, approached by people with bigger motorcycles, and as a result they had to make something that was slightly different.
Yeah.
Talk to us about this machine. What makes this different to that?
Okay, so first of all, the same concept, the same design. We obviously went with a slightly more beefed up area where you can clamp the bike onto the machine
To handle the mass, obviously.
to handle the mass.
And the side to side
Absolutely,
weight.
because obviously bigger bikes
Mhm.
are well over 100 kilos. So we designed this one with a full-on live center, so you can adjust it to any bike, any super bike, anything to put on here. And the most important feature on this machine, on the Wheelie Pro, is the brake, the automatic flip assist. So what happens is when the bike gets to a certain point,
I'd like to see you pick a GS up one
just
day.
hang on. Here we go.
Yeah.
Gets to a certain
So
point,
that's your balance point.
it will automatically pull the back brake, in turn letting the front wheel come back down safely.
Leave it up, leave it up, leave it up. Okay, no, put it down, put it down, put it down. Okay, no, leave it up, leave it up. So guys, basically, it's on an adjuster here. So you can work out exactly where the balance point is on the motorcycle that you want to learn on, and adjust it exactly to your exact specs. But I mean, with the cost of motorcycles these days, the last thing you want to do is whip it out and hurt the backside of the thing. So this is cool. This is on a little CRF 450, but this can handle. You say this machine can handle something like what have you tried on this bike? On
We
on this. What is? I'm sorry. What is the correct terminology for this contraption?
Wheelie Pro, the Stunt Pro.
Wheelie Pro, Stunt Pro. So what's the biggest motorcycle you fitted on this contraption?
GSX R1000.
GSX R1000. So there, for the superbike guys, you're right there. But it's like we teach lots of people how to ride a bike. The first step, start on a little motorbike like that. Work your way up to something like this, and then try the big guns. But you don't want to go over backwards on your GSX R1000, because I'd hate to know what a tail light costs. You know what I mean? With this little cable on there, it stops you from whooping out backwards, and it makes a lot of sense. Are you going to demonstrate this one for us?
We can do.
Let's give it a
Yeah,
shot.
and I'd like to add, like, you know, a lot of people think they can power wheelie. Anyone can power wheelie, but a real wheelie is better to do slow, controld wheelie.
Are you saying you're a real wheelie?
No, I'm
How
just
come I
saying-
always beat you? You know, wheeling isn't everything. Going
Well, I had
fast
to learn
is what
somehow.
counts.
I learned from the best.
It wasn't me.
So yeah, basically, yeah, just be able to go first gear, control, teaching you that throttle and brake control, and that's why we designed this thing in the first place, because a lot of people think they can wheelie, but they don't really know how to wheelie. So that's why we designed it purposely.
But let me ask you guys something. It's not only about the wheelie. This teaches you how to do pivot turns.
Exactly, yes. Yeah.
So hard enduro guys, how to get that bike up to the correct balance
And
point
being comfortable with it.
and being comfortable with it. Because most people get up and they're scared they're going to
Panic.
fall over backwards. They panic, and then that's when the mistakes happen. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So for the hard enduro guys, it kind of makes sense. And before we go into the demo, we'll finish the video off with the demo. You guys manufacture and sell these things. Is that correct? Okay, so the basic, which is for small plastics and so on, retails for
8950.
8,950 ZR rods to learn how to wheelie. So what you do is you get a bunch of mates together, you each put in 500 bucks. One weekend it lives at one oak's house, the next weekend at the next oak's house. And you too can look like me. Okay, maybe not. And then the big one?
10500.
10,500 Rand for the bigger bikes, adventure,
Super bikes.
bigger dirt bikes maybe, and the super bikes as well. And it's not something that a single rider would go and buy unless you got lots of ammo. But let's say you're a group of 5 or 6 oaks, you want to have fun, you're going to have learn how to do it properly. Club in and buy one, it's awesome. How do they get hold of you?
Okay, so we're going to start a Facebook page, and this has all happened relatively quite soon, quite quick. So me and Michael will open up start a Facebook page, but we'll leave our numbers and email addresses. You can contact me on email at argonflowsa@gmail.com.
argonflowsa@gmail.com. So argon like welding.
Yes,
Argon.
yeah,
And he's a
argon
good
like
welder as well. So if you break your wheelchair, you can bring it to me. I'll sort it out for you.
There we
Yeah?
go.
And make sure you buy the new Dirt and Trail because
Yeah,
it's
well,
definitely gonna be
we'll
in
run the
there.
feature in the next magazine and also in Ride Fast magazine because, in my opinion, this is cool for everybody. Mike, come on, give us a demo on the big one.
Sure thing.
There. You see how that cable works? Well done. Nice, Mike. Awesome. So you saw the cable kicks in, pulls the bike down. So there's no need to panic, Rev. It goes over. You ain't going to go over backwards on this one. Come on, show us again. And totally safe. You're not worrying about... You see how that cable brings it down? So ladies and gentlemen, that's the Wheelie Pro Stunt Pro. We're at the ADA Outdoor Academy, and if you want to come and learn how to wheelie, this is the place to do it.